Can I tell you the common denominators in here with the 7 of us, guys? We've all seen the fucking gates of hell.
Yes. Yes.
All of us knows what it's like to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, scared. So when we look at each other, let's look at each other with that gentleness of heart. And what we have to remember in here, guys, this is a family illness. They think you're the problem. They forget that they've become part of the problem. So we get better and they get better. This is miracle stuff here, guys. This is genuine miracle stuff. I'm an alcoholic and I'm a drug addict. So I've owned my illness. And I trust in the 28 days that you're here that you own your illness. It's yours. And then you seek recovery.
Yeah. I tried to stop, I really tried to stop. I've been to hell and back, to hell and back. 28 days to get my life back. 28 days to get back on track. I tried to stop, I really tried to stop. I've been to hell and back, to hell and back. 28 days to get my life back. 28 days to get back on track.
My mother's funeral was the first ever event in my life that had the most impact. On the day of the funeral, we were told to look into the coffin and wave goodbye to her. She looked very, very, very thin. Must have weighed about 35 kgs. Now that I think about it, it was how in later life I always wanted to look like, thin, with all my cheekbones out. And every morning for the past 8 years, when I wake up in the morning, I feel and touch my shoulders and my face to see if my cheekbones are still sticking out, and if I can see and feel my collarbone. I was angry at my father for a very long time after that. Only when I was older, I realized that he was a broken man who in one day had to bury his wife, lose his children, and have nothing. He got drunk more and more and finally died of a broken heart. Just like me, he could not get himself together and sorted to start fighting to see us. The outside toilet in my grandmother's house saw much of my despair. By the time I went to university at 18, I was restricting a lot and started drinking too, to stop me from eating. And in the 4th year, got pregnant with my first live-in boyfriend. We decided on an abortion, mainly because I did not want to get fat. After that, time stood still for me, and I was left with regret, despair. And me and my boyfriend broke up because I blamed him for not stopping me. I lost a lot of weight during this time, and everybody told me I looked good and gave me a lot of attention at work. So I just wanted to hold on to my outside appearance because my inside died at the operation table at Vincent Pallotti Hospital. I finally went to my first AA meeting because I had realized that I might have a problem with drinking, that I met my husband, who was German and in AA. On February 2006, we got married. I was 2 months pregnant. And after the baby was born, I was plagued with depression. I started having a glass of wine to relax when the baby was sleeping. Then I started drinking a bottle of wine a day. My gynecologist said he would have to book me in the hospital for 3 weeks. On May 17, 2007, I came home to an empty house. There was no child, no furniture, no husband, no note. February 2008, with the help of some friends and an organization called Power, I ran with my daughter to Cape Town. Those 2 weeks spent there together were the most amazing days we'd ever had. One night while we were getting ready for bed at the safe house, I was called to come downstairs. The police were there. My child was angry and screaming and very, very confused when she was taken. And I was thrown into the holding cells because he had opened a case against me in Johannesburg for violating a High Court order. I have not seen her for 4 years. When she was still in South Africa, I had hope. I knocked on any door, spoke to anybody that would listen. When I saw the ad, I called so that I could be here, get better as soon as possible, and go out there the fight again to try and get my child back.
Ellen, my buddy, I've been fighting against it and I didn't know your story. And I'm going to be taking such care of you now because I feel your plight. You won't leave my sight now. And I'd like you to take responsibility for that with me to help you so that you can get better, so that you can get your daughter. Please.
The recovery is about taking ownership for your side, for what you've done. Throughout your stories, you don't mention much about your addiction, which from where I'm sitting must have been hectic with what you were going through.
Addicts see their lives and where they're at through rose-tinted glasses. And when they get here, we need to remove those glasses so that they can see what's happening, where am I at, probably for the first time in a long time through sober eyes, and just how hectic their circumstances are. I mean, look at Ellen. Where was she?
Do you think that you were a bad mother?
No, never. I was never a bad mother. I just always wanted to protect her.
And you did protect her?
I think I'm so glad that I'm actually here and I've got that step that you have to believe in a power greater than yourself. Because I have to believe. I really have to believe there's a power greater than me, greater than Axel, greater than anybody that is actually protecting her. And I have to start, kind of like forgiving myself. I know I did what I could do at the time with the resources that I had.
To hell and back.
I was born in Cape Town, Kensington, staying with my grandparents, and at an early age of 9 years old, I knew that I was infatuated by boys, but I really hated going to school, as boys were very mean to me. I remember my first day being beaten up, thrown around, thrown with stones. I could not wait to start high school. And I've made a promise to myself that I will no longer be abused emotionally, physically, or mentally. I now have a voice and will express myself. And by doing that, I became very popular in school amongst my peers. I was always known as a pretty boy, and I was easily influenced by my friends. I started smoking cigarettes and started slowly to move towards dagga and alcohol. My parents could not live with my lifestyle, and I then decided to move out at an early age of 20 years old. I moved in with Mr. and I remember him being really in love with me, and he would do anything for me. And the first 3 years of our relationship was blissful. The turning point in my relationship is when he used to bring home young boys, and then he used to threaten me by saying that if you don't go sleep in the spare room, he's going to leave me, he's going to close our business, and I'll have nothing, and I'll go to the streets. I used to sit in the spare room, listening to what was going on in the main room, where I used to sleep. And it's one boy after the other boy, and after the other boy. And they would take my things, wear my clothes, use the kitchen, lay on the sofa like they own it, and this is what I've worked for all the years. He used to beat me up. He used to throw me outside and let me sleep in the dog kennel. I've decided to get out of the relationship, but I became very revengeful, and I held him hostage by taking everything, destroying his cars. My drugs and my behavior led me to very miserable places. Not too long ago, I found myself on the streets of Cape Town. I just wanted to live on the streets, have reckless sex with any guy I felt like, and buying drugs. The sad thing is that my mother used to come visit me in the gardens of Cape Town, and she used to bring me food, clean clothes, new shoes, and then what do? I go sell it. I used to stink, I used to look bad. I had no emotions and feelings at that time. The day that the police was looking for me in November last year, I decided to check myself in treatment. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share.
'n Mens moet onthou dat om vergewe te word, moet jy kan vergewe. Maar ek dink jy het wonderlike potensiaal en ek weet ek moet jou nie te veel vlei nie want dan gaan dit weer na jou kop toe. Maar jy weet wat ek bedoel. En ek bedoel wonderlike potensiaal in jou binnekant. Nie jou buitekant nie.
Baie dankie.
En daarom wil ek vir jou vra, vergeet vir 'n oomblik van jou buitekant. Want jou binnekant is ook en kan pragtig wees.
Thank you very much.
My plezier, my voorreg.
That's all you full of shit. Your work is to take the word disease and just link it up. So if you drop the substance, it was sex. You haven't stopped being in active addiction. I think you're clean now for 5 days for the first time. I see this beautiful codependency and rescuing going on in this group. Say it like it is. Don't make it okay. Pain is part of growth. And you people are doing well. Lots and lots of realness coming out.
Go forward, don't worry about anything, just move as you would normally walk.
I won't fall, eh?
You won't fall. One fairy step. Down. Kneel down. Start this.
Oh, down?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do down.
Okay, fine.
You know me, I can always go down.
The whole exercise, it's all about like putting my will into someone else's hands, trusting someone else.
I only want the best for you, right? Okay. Mwah. Mwah. Cool. No. I don't want Zayn to come down here and beat me up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold on to the poles on either side and turn yourself around. Okay? And then I want you to put... Yes, we're going down the stairs. She's a winner! Rob has nothing on you, babe. I saw a side of you that I've never seen before. What? You were so confident.
I was a Western Province gymnast, so you know.
You know, she's always undecisive, but here she was like
How
decisive.
How did you feel when I was giving instructions?
She was like decisive, you know, and you knew what you were doing. Can I finish talking? Okay, I was talking to, and then you jumping in, and you jumping in. I felt like talking to her. No, but babe, what I saw, you were in control.
I've been saying that my husband is a great man who takes great care of me, and he is the most amazing person on this earth. And I think that I've lied to each one of you. I'd like to apologize. But I was lying to myself. He doesn't know how to express his anger. So he tells me the day that he met me, I was still a whore. He's told me that nobody's wanted me since the day I was born.
Why does he want to speak to him so much, though, Denise?
By coming here, if he's told me he's sick of me, 28 days, where am I going to go? And am I going to go back to the streets? Am I going to be having to sell myself again?
So Miss, last night at the NA you said...
Put that tissues down. Alan asked you a very good question.
Yeah.
Why were you so desperately wanting to phone him?
I have not had a home since I'm 14. I used to sleep behind a house in a bush on cardboard boxes until the night so I can go and sell my body for drugs. And he's the first person who's provided me with a roof over my head, and I'm so scared to lose it because my family's not here, they're in Australia. And I don't have friends and I don't have family, and I don't want to be lost on the streets again. I didn't come here to be on camera or anything. I came here to get help because I know my mind and my heart is not right and I'm not connected with myself. And I feel I've taken a risk, and have I taken the right risk?
She's too lazy. It suits her that that's the only two options, that I sell my body or I live with somebody who takes care of me. What's the other option for normal people? I get up off my ass, I work hard, and I take care of myself.
However hard that might be.
So, you know, Lemise is not the victim as much as she would like to think she is. There are other options, and that's what we'll help her to see. Whenever we start to put ourselves first in our lives, above our addiction, above our fears, there are always consequences, and sometimes the people in our lives don't like it one bit when we change. That's just the reality. Because remember, this is a family disease. Yeah? In the family, everybody has their role, and once you step out of your role, it causes a lot of confusion in the system. So what the system is going to do, it's going to try and get you back into your role so that it can feel complete again. So expect things to go.
I'm just so tired of lying to myself.
The reason why I specifically said to them that they can't have their phone cards yesterday was because I wanted Lemise to get real. I knew when she phones him, she's not going to be able to access the discomfort. So, yeah, lovely. She's done good work today. Just a question. How come nobody's giving Hector any feedback? Because either he's cured or he's hiding it very well. He's inner addict, or what's going on? Hector is just too perfect. His written work is perfect. He even uses a highlighter to highlight what he thinks I should see. He writes in a red pen so that I can see how his words are just so important. So Hector, I'm afraid, is nowhere at the moment.
I can give a bit of feedback about Hector.
Please do. Or to Hector.
Hector's fast understanding you're supposed to sort of tone down on the gaming, but you still had there lots of games. I think that's contrary to the guidelines as given by Hasina.
And your concern for him would be what?
So that would actually trigger off other things also and create more other cravings.
You need to listen to what this man has said, no? Because maybe the reason why you're so cool, calm and collected is because you're still using. Think about it. We're going to have to stop that. No games for Hector whatsoever, no games, not even one. And then we might see more of the real Hector.
To hell and back.
If the language of the body is movement, I'm going to give you an example of what my body needs to say right now. No speech, no thinking, just movement. What does your body need to say?
You wanna move?
Ja, die dansers was baie lekker. Dit was natuurlik ook vir 'n slag lekker om iemand te hê wat ons begelei in 'n oefening wat aansienlik is vir die oog. Ek is baie lief vir vrouens. En weer eens was dit 'n lekker versekering geweest om te kan ervaar dat jou ledemate darm nog kan beweeg. Jy is so half verras, dis soos jy ou gesê het, ek het spiere ontdek wat ek nie gedink het ek moet nie.
I love dancing. Every part of my body wants to move, and this is the way you actually having a conversation with someone else. When I had the conversation with Hector, I thought that was a moment for me.
So move.
Hector really got some good moves. I could almost fall in love with the way he is, because I like that out of him. He expresses himself and he's generous and he's kind and he says what's on his mind, and I like those qualities of a person. And him just doing those dance moves really made me feel I could like you, you know? I could like that kind of guy, you know? He makes me feel almost like a little boy.
My music, I'm not calling an editor for shit.
Hector, what's going on? Is it about that?
Gisteren was het mijn 8e dag en ik heb alles volgens de regels gedaan. En skielik net in die blootheid en heb ik een mistake gemaakt om te roken op die balkonis. En ik vond dat alles wat ik doe is soms goed. En ik heb gisteren het gevoel alsof ik hier behoort of alsof... Ik weet niet, ik kan het niet beschrijven.
Talk to me.
I don't feel like talking.
If you at least agree to see me afterwards, then I'm good.
And get the same answer.
All I'm going to do is give you the warning, and all you need to do is sign it. And stop beating yourself up.
I would like to relate something, maybe, if I may.
Go ahead.
I was in a treatment center before, and I was also in your position, Hector, where it was made clear to me that the only place where I was supposed to smoke was in the courtyard.
Can I stop you there, please?
With males. I can relate to that.
What did you
very
ask?
much.
Sorry, Armien. You don't want to listen to Armien.
I want to listen to you now, except for you.
Well, I'm not giving you advice or anything. I just want to relate. And I have a right to relate.
He's just saying how he feels because he was then to not use Hector's name. Just say what happened.
A counsellor said if you relate this to the outside world, what I've done inside, if I relate to the outside, if there was a friend next to me doing drugs, am I going to smoke drugs with that person? Yes or no? And that's just my powerless that I could not say no.
The consequences outside are just a lot more.
But Armien just put it very beautiful because we spoke
Sorry,
about
Hector, for offending you. I
the
didn't
step
realize
one.
that.
But do you understand what Armien's saying? This is how addiction kills. And I'm not going to sit here and just allow you to do stuff that's going to let you die. Because then what's the point of me being here? Lamese and Alan. What's going on?
I think we need a break.
No, I think we need to sort this out.
I asked Ellen this morning very nicely.
Speak to Ellen.
Ellen, I asked you nicely, can you clean the bathroom? I went and got the stuff when you told me you need to fund the bank. And you didn't, I didn't know that you'd cleaned. Give me a chance. And then when it's confrontation, you scream at me all the time. Every time I speak to you nicely, you scream at me. And this is the first morning that I've screamed at you because...
Lemise.
Yes?
How do you feel?
I feel I'm attacked.
Tell her, don't tell me.
I feel you attack me all the time. You shout at me all the time.
And then what's the feeling? I don't want to know that I feel attacked.
The feeling...
What's the feeling?
The feeling is you drain me.
No, Lemise. What is the feeling when Alan does that? What's happening inside? I feel
angry. She just got no respect for another human being. She just thinks that she is so important. She's forever. She doesn't even in the room. She will dress from 6:30 until 7:45, stand in front of the mirror, which is right in front of the cupboard. I have like 2 minutes to get access, and I just needed space.
She manipulates by using her past, and she's very emotional, and nobody likes to see anybody cry, you know?
My whole life, I've just gone with what people say because I fear of actually either telling them straight as it is, and I just blew my cool, and I just said, that's it. I'm not taking your crap no more.
But it really did hurt me when I talked about trust. I really trusted her with my feelings. I really trusted her with my friendship. And what happened this morning, I'm not going to say anybody was right or wrong, you know? It just, I'm sitting with that feeling.
I feel that we are...
Does it hurt?
Of course it hurts.
Just sit with that quickly, Lemise, for a moment. Alan?
I don't know what to do with our relationship. Really, I've tried my best.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Lemise, just hold on. Alan, what do you feel?
She wants to always be the center.
Not she.
You want to always be the center of attention. I feel you're rude. You cut in people's conversations when they're talking. You want to please everybody and do everything right, and you expect me to do the same thing, and I do things right my way. I'm doing what I need to do to get by today. And what I need to do is not to purge. And what I need to do is to be able to eat my meals. I've got enough on my plate.
What's happening is you people exact mirror images. Lemise, you've never been heard. You need to be heard. You need to be seen. Alan, exactly the same. When we stand in judgment of what other people do, we get irritated by something other people do. It's often because we're sitting with the same thing. So what's happening is, are we having a fight for attention? And you can tell me no, but that's exactly what's going on.
Can I say something, please?
I haven't even finished speaking.
Sorry, I thought you'd finished. I really did think you
I will ask you when you need to speak.
Okay.
And that mode you need to get out of. You go into that self-pity mode about what happens.
It's not self-pity, I'm angry.
Lemise. And I'm not going to let you say anything. We often play out the family in treatment. I'm the mother. She needs the affirmation. I need Lemise to affirm herself. I'm not going to be out there on day 29 with him. So her work is to start looking after Lemise. So how do we go forward on this?
You would see 2 days ago I've been writing the same thing on my step 3, that I need to practice forgiveness and tolerance. It's a rebirth for me. I'm coming out. I'm finding out who I am. I actually
Ellen, I'm going to stop you, okay? Again, it's the wordplay. Same like Lemise. The true of your behavior is keeping the rest of this group hostage as well. And as for you, Lemise, you need to sit with that anger, because that's all you need to do with it. She's been crying in every session, but those tears wasn't as much as about the inside that's hurting, but just the natural flow when you come off drugs or substances. All those feelings start coming back. Tonight is the healing process. She wasn't crying, so the anger was definitely coming up. That's why I pushed her so hard. And then after pushing her to that point, I shut her down. I don't want to hear anything. You need to keep quiet. And I thought, okay, this will play out tomorrow morning. I didn't expect it to play out tonight. I expected a problem tomorrow morning with all of this. So when I went back into the kitchen, and she asked me, can I speak to you? So I said, no. Do you see the time I need to go home? I've got a life.
I had to have some space from her, and that was what it was about. And Hasina wouldn't listen to me, and I said, well, then if you're not going to listen to me, then I'm going home. I haven't been put here by court or by law.
So she goes out by the door, and I go with, but I'm already in smile mode because I know everything's going to unravel now, and that's what was needed. And when she started crying, and she started saying, can't I just have one night of peace? I can't for an hour. She doesn't listen to me. I am tired.
It was draining all my positive energy every day.
After all of that, I said, okay, fine. I'm going to move into a different room. So when we said that, and she cried, and then I stepped back, and then I waited, and she says, and I don't want to go home anymore. And that was like priceless, because that's what it's really all about. So as of tomorrow, Lemise's work is really going to begin. So let's close. Thank you, Victor. And well done. Die is a responsibility. En die is hoekom ek vir jou vandag kan sê. Soos ons gewoonlik sê, you've arrived, man.
Ik probeer altijd mijn beste om op het rechte pad te wees. Of om iets voor mijzelf te doen, maar dan breek ik altijd met promises.
That is how the disease works.
Maar ik voel soms dus een fok op.
Het is een fok op, Peter. Ik blijf willen zeggen dat ze fok op ben, man. Ik fok op. Dat is een fok op.
To hell and back.
It's not that they were just paying the people with wine.
Yeah.
What happened, the people got paid, they got free housing, not all of them, but they got lots of benefits.
Yeah.
But then they were also given wine.
Oh.
And that should not have happened. They got a company.
Okay, so he interrupted her. That happens. We all do that. I do it.
No, but that was really rude of her.
No, and
to
you know what?
like that.
And she must get a warning for that. She must get a consequence. Like you got a consequence.
Because it was told you shouldn't use vulgar language to each other.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is.
Last night during my music session, playing some music, each one selects a song and we go through the lyrics. And when Ellen selected a song, you know, we went through it twice, we discussed the lyrics, and more to the end of her discussion, to myself, I thought I was whispering, but it seems as if I was cross-talking over. I said, who's selecting the next song?
Okay.
And that's when Ellen just jumped out of her skin and said to me, you know what, I mean, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and you can take that back to your group or to your counselor tomorrow morning. I was really about to say something derogatory about it and making her feel very bad in terms of what she's here for and make her feel very, very bad and small, because that's how I felt. So I just wanted to even top that. Yeah. I knew that if I was going to act out, I was going to regret it so badly for something insignificant as cross-talking.
What would you want to say to Ellen, I mean, if you could see her now?
I would say, Ellen, I do not appreciate you speaking to me in that manner. And I didn't do it intentionally. Every day I try to share something with my group, because that's what I need to do. My goals is to trust, share, and take risk. And I can't seem to get there, and it's like I need to just do it, but I can't.
So what happens if you let somebody in, I mean?
They're gonna know that vulnerable boy, the one that's been hurt all his life. I don't want people to see that.
What would that little boy need to build trust with somebody else?
I want someone to tell me, well done. I've never had a dad that said, well done to me. He's never been in my life, and that's always been an issue. Just want well done.
How are you feeling?
boneless.
Tell me more about that.
I feel like I've just exposed myself. And I feel relieved.
How long are you clean for now?
I haven't picked up since the 13th November last year. Been in recovery. I've been trying to find the love somewhere else. Trying to find it in sex, in random guys that I come across. Even though I haven't picked up, I haven't surrendered fully.
You're not handing in your running shoes?
I don't want to. I still want to be out there.
These are extremely deep hurts. The scars are just so deep to get there. You know, I wrote on my step 10 that I'm praying for today not to lose control with myself because it will spill over, okay? I tried to do that last night, okay, when we were playing the song by Susan Vega. And that song has a deep meaning for me because that was the last safe house where my child was. And I tried to share that experience with the group. And what ended up happening to me, I ended up actually letting someone upset me, and I ended up doing something wrong.
Somebody didn't upset you. It was all that you were sitting with that erupted.
Exactly.
You see, I mean, it wasn't so much because you didn't say it loud about what's the next thing. Do you see what happens? Why we say be mindful? Ellen allowed that old hurt and pain. What you should have done is had a meltdown and cried.
I can't do that.
You're concerned about what other people's going to think and where you feel safe.
And what did happen?
What happened? You started swearing and going on like a banshee.
No, I didn't start swearing and going on like a banshee. Other people, as normal, as usual, as in the past, use what I was actually seeing as a way of actually trying to put me down.
How was it putting down if all he asked when is the next song going to play?
He was disregarding me, and he had been doing that the whole night. When we were listening to his song, we all had to be engaged. But when he didn't get his way, he became cross with Roland, he became cross with everybody.
Okay.
Oh no, I did not feel that way. You must actually get off your pedestal there, Miss Muffet.
This is not your mother's house. This is a treatment center. And don't let me start getting angry here. Because it's not your duty to tell them what I've been doing on. You have issues with me, then you deal it out with me. I'm okay with the consequence. I'm okay with the consequence. Because I'm tired of you now. I'm really, really tired of your bullshit. And your pity.
He's not stopping.
But you need to
and
stop
your arrogance. You can keep quiet while I speak.
You've done the same thing to me before. It's just
I'm not going to listen to him.
You don't have to answer.
Okay, he can talk. It's fine.
You
I don't have to
will
answer.
listen.
Fine.
That's just your problem. You don't want to listen. No wonder you're such a... You belong in a toilet. That's where you belong. Lock yourself up, my dear, and flush yourself down that toilet.
So where's your spirituality?
Oh no, I've now lost it. It's gone. It's out by the window right now.
And maybe that's why your denial is also there.
I'm just not being polite anymore.
It's not about being polite, it's about being respectful. And if you need to say something,
Flush.
you need to say it lovingly and kindly. Or
there's no easy way of saying flush yourself down the toilet, darling. Easy way.
I mean, you've been in the rooms. You know the program.
I've said it. It's done. I'm glad. Way better.
What happened between you and Alan last night and the disrespectful part of it all, you did the exact same thing to me. I want you to sit with that. I asked you to keep quiet and you weren't able to. Do you see when you're on a tangent how you go on? And now what would be the next thing if you were at home and that was somebody close?
I'll use.
Thank you.
To hell and back.
So, Hector, do you want to tell us what powerlessness is?
Powerlessness, to my point of view, means no control.
No control over?
Over my addictions.
I have been out of control and unmanageable and powerless for way too long. I don't let my husband choose what he's going to wear. I don't let him even tell me
how he's feeling. I expect him to feel how he's feeling. I expect him to be in the mood that I want him to be. If I'm happy, he must be happy. If I'm feeling down, he must be down.
I get this idea that you hold your husband hostage.
I hold him hostage, yes. And I have even abused him physically, verbally, same like he's done to me. But I realize it is actually all started by me. And I feel so powerless now because I have actually stripped somebody of their power.
In terme van om mense gevangen te hou, besef ek dat ek my eie gesin gevangen hou. Hulle is fisies baie aktief en hou daarvan om te gaan stap. En ek is nie aldag seker wat is eintlik nou die beste vir hulle of ek moet saamgaan en dan nou daar sit en wag en of ek want ek voel dan doen ek tog iets en of ek maar net moet bly by die huis bly.
Okay, Jacques, I'm going to stop you. I'm trying to get you to look at your behavior. You're painting a picture of a very nice, reasonable guy, accommodating and all that. But I have seen some behavior here that is very contrary to that. Has anyone in the group picked up another side to Jacques? Would you like to maybe give him some feedback?
From what he told me, he feels often virtually quite belittled by his wife, and I think he does give it too little attention.
She sometimes demeans him about his weight.
I mean, just from what I pick up, and I have empathy with that, is that his wife earns a lot more money than he does and all that. And she, I think, doesn't sort of hesitate to point it out to him whenever she gets a chance.
There we go again. Now,
the victim role.
Victim, you are all buying into this role that Jacques has created for himself, that he's the victim.
My family always regarded me as the perfect guy, and when I told them about my addictions, and my grandma was like shocking news to her, and I think I've kept them hostage in that manner, because everyone regarded me as a sweetie pie, as a non-wrongdoer and stuff like that.
With the sharing, this is what I suspect, so I need your help here, that he's continuing to minimize because even in this forum, he still wants to be seen as the good boy. So it's
I don't want to be seen as the good boy. I'm here to change my life. I don't want to be seen as the good boy.
Just give me a minute to finish. Hector just feels that the minimizing is a way to protect himself.
Why am I minimizing? I'm not minimizing. I don't understand your definition of minimizing. I'm not minimizing. I'm telling you what's happening with me and what's happening with my family. You don't know my family. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've done. I was the only one who knew that I stole from my brother and from my aunt. But I always used to blame it on someone else.
Okay.
I used to blame it on my nephew.
I'm going to ask the group to comment on that, and maybe they can share.
I don't need their commentation or their comment. I don't need it.
You're getting quite angry, Hector, and what we're trying to do is help you have an awareness.
I don't need any advice from them. Why do you think I'm here? I don't need any advice from addicts. When I told you I stole from my brother, I stole from my brother. I was the only one that knew I stole from my brother.
His story doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. There's no way you can steal that amount of money and be as out of control as Hector and your family doesn't know.
Ik zal altijd geld gebruiken. Ik zal die gebruiken voor iets goeds. Als ik het steel, ik zal altijd gebruiken voor drank. Of om te gamblen, of om iets te kopen om te roken. Dan voel ik voel niks. Ik voel die spijt, ik voel die kwaad. Ik voel net, ik voel dood. Ik voel zoals een mens, ik vat net die ding. Alhoewel mijn broers, ik vat die ding. En dan loop ik en ga ik naar mijn vrienden toe, ga ik een lekker tijd. Maar terwijl ik samen met hulle is, als ik samen met hulle is, dan voel ik het eerst. Dan woon die gedachtes mee.
The one part of you is quite dishonest. Doesn't care much about other people. Is that true?
Sometimes.
And the other part of you has got very good intentions.
Ik weet niet, ik kan niet. Het is me zwaar. Ik kan een goede persoon dus in zekere tijden, maar ik weet niet met die dingen. Ik kan niet een goede persoon is verlangen of ik kan niet goed doen verlangen.
That other part of you sounds like an angry guy, huh? Let's make it easy to talk about him. Give him a name.
Aubrey.
Aubrey. I want to encourage you not to hide Aubrey. We need to meet him as well, so that we can help him to help you. I want you to do something for me. You sing in the church? Do you have a favorite hymn? You do? Okay, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to sing that hymn for me.
Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Calling Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by.
Great. That was beautiful.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Peace.